statement.
Well, what a great game, in front of a record crowd. I think we had, 3 games in a row with record crowds over the weekend. And, to find a way to sweep the Gamecocks was, just one of those things that I'll never forget, and just a special moment in the program. But, our pitching staff, we've got to give a lot of credit to our pitching staff just to pitch the way that we did. Just an unbelievable job of pitching with runners on base. I thought the difference in the game, we needed Clayton to go deep, and he was able to get us some quality innings. He did a great job. But Jackson Lindley, quite honestly, was probably the most valuable pitcher in this game today. He had in the 6th, they had first and third with 1 out, big punch out. They didn't score right there, and then he got a huge double play after Braswell's 2-strike leadoff hit in the 7th. Got a double play. Held him at bay right there. Jay Deal did a great job against Eister. And then Ryan Ammons, he made it interesting, but he filled the strike zone and he made him swing the bat. And, what a great way to end the game. We brought Max Starbuck in. Max, an older player in our program. This kid's worked his rear end off to get an opportunity to get on the field. And he made a great play there with the tying run at the plate with Eister on deck. To end the game. So, great to see a great defensive play there to end the game. Offensively, we did just enough. We had a nice, 8th inning right there. Engel hit the home run. French with the 2-out hit. Wish we'd have done a little more with runners at third, less than 2 outs. We had some punch outs, had some opportunities to tack on another couple runs. But, all in all, when you pitch and defend the way that we pitched, and defended the field, if you score 5 runs, you're going to win a lot of games, and it's just a great win.
Coach, we've seen a lot more sack bunts from you this season. A couple today. Nice one there by Ferry in the 4th to set up that 3-run 4th.
Yeah, again, we're just playing the score and the situation, and we'll bunt when we feel like that's what it's going to take for us to win a game and score a run. And at that point in time, I think it was a 1-run game at the time. It was I think it was a no score at that point. Yeah, it was in the 4th inning. Yeah, he moved him up. And then, another thing too that, need to make sure that we mention is Blackwell. Ben Blackwell had a heck of a series. Did a really good job of getting on base. And, we got quality at bats at the bottom there. But yeah, we're going to bunt when we need to bunt, when we feel like we need to score 1 run in an inning. Brewer got a nice bunt down in a critical situation as well. So, we just need to be able to do the little things to win a game, and we did that today. Again, would have liked to have driven in some runs from third base with 1 out. We had a couple opportunities to do that, and we didn't. But we're still a work in progress. I know, we had a great game today, and I think we're 11-0, but, we still got a long way to go and a lot of things we need to improve upon. But if we keep pitching the way we're pitching, that's going to keep us in every game.
First time sweep in South Carolina since '99, and 3 plus games at '96. What's that mean for this program and for this team?
Well, again, it's just a historical weekend, right? It's just a special weekend for our program and for our players. Couldn't be happier for them. We lost the series last year to come back and sweep this weekend. It's been a long, long time since it's happened. So just a special thing that our guys that are here this year will always be able to remember and talk about, reminisce about, come back and talk about. Just a great weekend for our players and for our program.
Was there a particular theme to your pitching when they had runners in scoring position that kept them at bay? Was something going on with the pitching that really helped you guys?
Not really. I think the biggest difference for us this year is our guys have just been pounding the strike zone. I don't think there's any secret sauce to it. We don't necessarily worry about the runners being on base or talk about it or anything like that. Our guys just focus on the process of executing pitches, pounding the strike zone, winning counts, getting ahead, and that's what they've been doing. But it's no real secret sauce to it. I think our guys know, look, you got to throw strikes if you're going to pitch for us, and we're going to pitch to guys that pound the strike zone. And we've got some guys that have pretty good makeup too. When you look at the guys that we run out there, I think makeup plays a huge part of it. Our guys, they kind of feed off the energy of the situation. You can see it in guys like Lindley and Dill and Talent and Ammons and, heck, all those guys. The makeup of our pitching staff is pretty special.
Coach, Eister was one of the hottest hitters in the country coming in. He killed you guys last year. a lot of teams might pitch around him, justifiably so, but y'all went right after him. He was 0 for 9 in the series.
Yeah, I mean, again, they're like all hitters, they all have a hole, right? And we were able to expose it a little bit. That's just a testament to our pitchers. But, he was one swing away a couple of times from making an interesting drilled a ball on the Friday night game to straightaway center field. So we got away with one there. He did have the sac fly in his first at bat with 2 strikes. So look, he's a very dangerous hitter. But like all hitters, they all have holes. And, we were able to expose it a little bit, and we just kept charging him, kept coming after him and trying to pitch to his weaknesses, and it was all about pitch execution. We were able to execute pitches to him this year where we didn't do it last year, and that's the bottom line.
Monte, it seemed like your approach this weekend was just to go out there and kind of have fun at the way the guys celebrated each win. Is that how it was for you guys and why you were so successful?
Well, yeah. I mean, again, I think our dugout's pretty loose. It's a really competitive group, and it's a very selfless group, and they have done just an amazing job of putting the team first. And you can see that, one of the things that we talk about with our guys is putting the team first and don't be a front runner. If you're not having a good game offensively, still be a great teammate. Don't be a front runner. Don't be a guy that's only positive when things are going well for you. And that's been the biggest thing that I've seen with this team versus maybe last year. We don't have a lot of guys sulking if they have a bad at bat. They flush it, they move on, they get back on the railing and cheer for the guy, that's up at the plate. We're just doing a lot better job of just putting the team first. That's been our big message from day one is, we need to be a selfless group and put the team first, cheer for your teammates. And our guys have done a really good job of that, up to this point.
Ryan, what's been the key for Ammons, just from where he was a year ago, where he is now as a trusted back-end piece? What's been the key to his development into that?
Well, he's a little different guy. I mean, you could see it in high school. I recruited Ryan. Ryan's a local kid out of Wren High School. I was very surprised out of high school that he didn't get recruited harder because he's left-handed and he's ultra competitive and he throws a lot of strikes. The biggest thing that he's doing now, he's just throwing harder. Quite honestly, he's always been a strike thrower, and he's left-handed, and he's tough as nails. So he's also one of the most well-respected kids on this team. His teammates absolutely love him. They love having him pitch at the end of the game. But now his fastball's up to 91. He's been up to 93, I believe. The fastball just plays up a little bit more. Out of high school, he was more like an 84, 87, 85, 88 guy. Even when he got here, he wasn't throwing as hard as he is now. So the fastball's playing up a little bit more, and he's able to beat some barrels and get some pop-ups.
Well, I imagine you learned some about your team this weekend. Just 11 games in, what do you feel like you know about this team?
Well, I mean, again, we're 11 games into the season, and the way that we've pitched, we've been just very consistent on the mound. Our defense has been pretty dang solid. Offensively, we've had some days where we've been very good. We're still a work in progress when it comes to approaches at the plate. We need to get better in certain areas. We need to try to cut down on our strikeouts a little bit. But on the other side, look, if those are the things that I'm going to talk about with the team, it's probably not going to make it any better, right? We don't want to put pressure on our guys sometimes. I'll probably put a little bit too much pressure on our players by talking too much about the things that we're not doing well. So I think our guys are aware of it. But we're 11-0. It's a great start for the program for this year. But we got a lot of baseball to play. We got a heck of a week coming up ahead of us. We've got 2 midweek games for the first time this year, so it's going to stretch our pitching staff out a good bit in the middle of the week. And then we got Northeastern coming in. I don't know if they won the game today. Did they? They just swept NC State at NC State. So, that ought to be a lot of fun for us. So, we got those guys. Great job, Andrew C., in scheduling on that one. So, but hey, the tougher the opponent, the better we like it, quite honestly. I say that kiddingly. Like, we want to be challenged. We want our kids to be challenged. We want them to be able to perform under pressure in high leverage situations. So when you're playing quality opponents and you're always in the game like we were today, and we're finding ways to win those games, that's going to bode well for us as we continue to go down the road. I don't know what we are in one-run games so far this year, but we've been doing a pretty good job in tight ball games. So I think that's the biggest thing that I've learned is that, if we can keep it a game, it seems like here at the end of the game, we find a way to get you. And if we can continue to do that, good things will happen for us.
You talked in the preseason about needing to cut down the walks from your pitching staff. Is pitching in contact, is that more of an emphasis coming into this season?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think just from the beginning of the fall, quite honestly, we just kind of got away from looking at analytics and looking at spin rates and looking at all that stuff. And bottom line is we had a lot of guys that threw 94, 95 last year. This year, our guys understand getting to strike one, winning neutral counts, 1-1, 2-2 counts is a big deal. Pitching to contact, getting back to more just good old-fashioned pitching and pitching with the fastball, developing change-ups. We got more guys this year that are pitching with their change-up. It's more about just purely executing pitches down in the zone. We're pitching in more, which I like. We're going to hit some guys over the course of the year by doing that, but that's just a byproduct of we're going to be aggressive to the inside part of the plate. Those are the things that we've talked about with our guys and our pitching staff has been able to do.
What was that process like on the side of the table? Just get back to pitching and not think so much about analytics and all that kind of.
Well, I think that, again, every year when the season's over, you look at, okay, what did we do a good job of? What did we not do a good enough job of? And, that was just an area that we felt like we needed to improve upon. It's really that simple. And, we've got guys that are a year older, guys like Clayton, guys like Hoffman and Gilbert and Mac Anglin. You look at all those guys are all improved. Every one of those guys is better right now than they were last year. Jackson Lindley. Look at Jackson Lindley. He's pitching in the 6th and the 7th inning in very high leverage situations. Look at what he did last year. Look at where he's at right now. Andrew C's done an amazing job of developing our pitching staff, and every one of those guys is better. And then you throw in Edmondson, who's now pitching in high leverage situations through just a couple of innings for us last year. Our pitching staff is much improved because of the development side that took place from day one, through Coach C's leadership. And then you look at our freshmen. Our freshmen have done just a phenomenal job. We did a really good job of recruiting. And that's a testament to Bradley and Andrew, getting out and signing the right kind of guys, and those guys have been able to step in and do a good job for us.
Monty, you said earlier what this sweep meant to the program, but what did this mean to you?
Yeah, again, it's just one of those things that, I'll never forget, just to be a part of it. It's just special. It's humbling to be a part of it, to be a part of the head coach of a program in a historic year, where you sweep your rival. It's just one of those things that, I'll always remember, and it'll be a special team because of that.
Contract is up with this current series situation. What do you want to see moving forward? What do you want the ADs and the decision makers to do? To fine tune anything or leave it like it is?
Well, I think that here's the way I look at it. It's a great environment. We've played it in Greenville. It's unbelievable in Greenville. We played it in Columbia. It was a great environment yesterday in Columbia. I'm going to leave that up to the administrators. I don't really get involved with that. They're not going to listen to me anyway. So it's going to be up to them to kind of look at it and try to make a decision as to, what they think. I'd love to have it in Greenville. I think that with it being in Greenville, from a travel perspective, it's a little more fair on both sides to do it in Greenville. If you look at it, if you played a Friday night game here, the visiting team gets to stay the night here. It's a 45-minute drive to the ballpark. We both get on a bus and go to Columbia. And if we go to Columbia, what are we doing? Right? It's an hour 15 drive from Columbia to Greenville. We stay the night in Columbia, hour 15 drive to Greenville. Both stay the night here and play here on Sunday. So from a travel perspective, it's pretty dang good when it's in Greenville. That being said, the people in Columbia have treated us great. We had a great Clemson following yesterday in Secret Park. So it's been great there too. We're going to play the series wherever they decide to play it. It's up to the administrators to make those types of decisions. We'll play the Gamecocks wherever the two administrations decide is the best place for us to play it. That's really it. So.
What did you see from Braswell this weekend?
Braswell is an absolute stud. He is an absolute stud. That's a big leaguer if I've ever seen one. He plays the game like a veteran. He's so confident in what he's doing at the plate and what he does on defense, and then he can come in the game and do what he can do on the mound. He's a special player. And he's certainly a guy to build around. And I can tell you this, too. They played a lot of young guys this weekend, and they got really good at bats out of LaCroix, out of Connerchino. You look at some of those young guys that they're playing right now, those guys are going to get better and better and better. And, they've got some pieces to work with. But Braswell, quite honestly, I think is is a star in the making.
Pryor got the MVP award. Can you talk about his performance and what he's meant?
Well, you know, Briar Hawkins is he's a special kid to me and to this program. I mean, this is a kid that he's played a lot of baseball here. He's had a lot of ups and downs since he's been here. He's come in and out of the lineup at times. And, you know, for him to be the MVP of the series, you know, it means a lot to him, but it means a lot to us as coaches because of how special he is to this team this year. He's on the leadership council. He was a top vote getter by his teammates to be on the leadership council. So when you talk about a clubhouse that respects a guy, our guys respect Briar Hawkins. So to see him, you know, win the MVP this weekend in this series, just a really cool moment for him. So, you know, I'm super proud of it and happy for him.
Coach, you said on Tuesday you thought Cooper Ingle was the best hitter in the nation.
Yeah.
How neat was it to see him extend his hitting streak to 11 with that 8th inning?
Well,
first
he's been
career
talking
home
a lot of trash that when he finally would hit his first home run of the season, it would be a big one. So it certainly was. I'm just glad the guy didn't jump up and rob it because he wasn't running very hard down the line when he hit it. And obviously he's in the room hearing me. That's why I'm saying that. But quite honestly, he is. I mean, and I truly believe that. I truly believe Cooper Ingle's one of the best hitters in the country. I mean, when he walks up to the plate, you talk about a guy that's super hard to strike out. He'll take a walk. He can hit the ball gap to gap, and he does have some pop in the bat. He's a special talent. You know, he's a guy that, you know, wherever you put him in the lineup, he can do it. You know, he could hit leadoff 2, 3, 4. You know, he is a weapon with a bat in his hands.
Like you mentioned, this next stretch, obviously it's a lot of games in a short amount of time. What do you have to do to keep guys fresh and there's that conditioning aspect to be able to handle these next 5 games and 7 days, something like that?
Yeah, I mean, we just need to keep it light, especially going into our first 5 game week. It's very important that we try to keep practice light and work on the things that we feel like we need to work on, but we need to keep the guys fresh because this is going to be a taxing week on them. And it was a taxing weekend. You know, you go down, you play on the road. We got a really good practice Thursday night. We're on the road, and then we have to travel back, play at home today. We got back late last night. We'll have a day off tomorrow, and then we've got back-to-back games Tuesday, Wednesday. So main thing is just our health right now. Guys are probably a little mentally and physically fatigued after the weekend. So you know, we just need to have, you know, some light days and just keep things in perspective. You know, we had a great week this week. We beat USC Upstate on a Tuesday, a really good ball club, and then just swept the Gamecocks this week. So we've had a great week. But now, you know, the guys I'm sure are going to enjoy this one tonight and enjoy their day off. Tomorrow, as I will, I've got to do yard work. You know, that's what us old guys get to do on our days off. We get to do yard work. But we've got a big week ahead of us and a tough week. We can't look back. I think that's the biggest thing, the biggest message we'll send to the guys this week is this week's awesome, but it's over now. You know, we've got to move forward and get ready for next week. That's what great clubs do. If we want to be a great club and not just a good club, we've got to enjoy our wins, but then we got to move on and be ready for the next, you know, game on the schedule. So that's going to be the message to the guys this week.